The show Deadliest Catch thrusts viewers into the heart of one of the most dangerous professions on Earth, capturing the raw chaos and relentless fury of the Bering Sea as it punishes crab fishermen with towering waves and brutal winds. Beneath the excitement of high seas drama lies a haunting undercurrent of tragedy, a sobering tale of lives lost to the merciless ocean. Each season is a reminder of the sea's unforgiving nature, and as the icy waters continue to claim lives, one must ask, how many more must be sacrificed before we fully grasp the gravity of the risks these fishermen face? For nearly 2 decades, Deadliest Catch has captivated audiences worldwide with its unflinching portrayal of commercial crab fishing, showcasing the heart-stopping moments aboard vessels tossed by tempestuous seas while peeling back the layers to reveal a deeper story, one of perseverance, profound loss, and the indomitable spirit required to survive in such a perilous environment. The question looms large. What drives these captains and their crews to return to the sea season after season despite the constant danger? The answer lies not only in the promise of financial reward, but also in tradition, pride, and a deep connection to the sea that defines their way of life. Alaska's frigid waters are no playground. They are treacherous, hostile, and often deadly. The fierce competition for crabs means that hundreds of boats head out, risking everything to haul in their share of the catch. The television series may focus on a few vessels, but the reality is far broader, with countless others also navigating these lethal waters, each with its own story of hardship and endurance. Every deck is a battlefield where one misstep can mean serious injury or death. Waves smash against the hulls with relentless force, freezing winds cut through layers of clothing, and the decks become slick, icy gauntlets. But it's not just the physical challenges that weigh heavily. The emotional and psychological tolls are equally punishing. These men and women, driven by a mix of hope and necessity, are constantly tested not just by nature, but by the ghosts of their own pasts. One of the most emotionally resonant stories in the series is that of Jake Anderson, a captain whose path to the wheelhouse has been paved with immense personal tragedy. Once homeless and battling substance abuse, Jake's struggles were already daunting before he was hit with even more sorrow. In Season 5, he received the heartbreaking news of his sister's sudden death while at sea, a moment that rocked him to his core. As if that weren't enough, just a year later, his father mysteriously vanished, only to be found dead in his abandoned truck. These crushing events could have destroyed anyone, but Jake persisted, returning to the sea with a fierce determination that spoke volumes of his resilience. Jake's story is just one of many that expose the deeply human element of Deadliest Catch. Another example is Joshua Tell Warner, a deckhand whose secret past as a bank robber came back to haunt him. Between 2007 and 2009, Warner had committed a string of bank thefts before joining the show. When authorities connected the dots and arrested him in 2010, his promising television career ended abruptly, and he was sentenced to nearly a decade in prison. His tale was a shocking reminder that many of these seemingly heroic fishermen are also battling inner demons and difficult pasts. Reality television might glamorize aspects of their lives, but it cannot shield anyone from justice or personal consequences. Then there's Captain Sig Hansen, one of the most iconic and enduring figures in the series. Born on April 28, 1966, in Seattle, Washington, Sig is a fourth-generation fisherman who inherited both a love for and an obligation to the sea from his Norwegian father. By age 24, he had become captain of the Northwestern, fulfilling a legacy that had been years in the making. Throughout the show's history, Sig has been portrayed as a pillar of strength and leadership, mentoring younger fishermen like Jake Anderson and ensuring that his family name remains synonymous with Alaskan fishing excellence. His daughter, Mandy Hansen, has since stepped into the family business, pushing through skepticism in the male-dominated industry and proving herself capable of surviving and thriving in one of the harshest professions on Earth. Despite his commanding presence, Sig has not been immune to personal and professional hardship. His on-screen heart attack was a jarring moment for fans and crew alike, exposing the very real physical dangers that come with a life spent battling the elements. His close friendship with Captain Phil Harris added another layer of emotion to his journey, and Phil's death was a deeply felt loss. During Season 6, Phil suffered a stroke, and in a raw and powerful moment, insisted that the cameras continue to roll as he fought for his life. He ultimately passed away just days later, leaving behind his sons Josh and Jake Harris, and an audience devastated by his loss. Since then, Josh has tried to uphold his father's legacy by captaining the Cornelia Marie, facing numerous personal and professional obstacles along the way. Jake Harris, on the other hand, has struggled more visibly, his battle with addiction playing out in and out of the public eye. His downward spiral, marked by run-ins with the law and attempts at recovery, serves as a harsh reminder of the mental health challenges many fishermen face after prolonged exposure to the stress and isolation of life at sea. The challenges faced by the crew members who filmed Deadliest Catch are no less daunting than those of the fishermen themselves. These camera operators spend up to 5 weeks on the vessels, capturing more than 30,000 hours of footage each season under the same perilous conditions. They must contend with saltwater damage, freezing temperatures, and the constant risk of injury, all while striving to document the raw intensity that makes the show so compelling. While some scenes are enhanced or refilmed for dramatic effect, the danger is never faked. What viewers see is largely the real deal, genuine, high-risk labor carried out by people who put their lives on the line for every dollar earned. Financial hardship also looms large in the lives of these fishermen. Alaskan crew members often rely on state subsidies just to make ends meet, while out-of-state workers tend to earn higher wages. The 2005 implementation of the quota-based catch share system helped improve safety by allowing crews to wait for more favorable weather. But the Bering Sea remains one of the deadliest workplaces on Earth. Injuries, accidents, and fatalities are still a grim part of this industry. Over the years, the series has seen several high-profile exits, such as the Hillstrand brothers who departed after a legal dispute, and Captain Elliot Neese, whose struggles with addiction led to his departure. Although he celebrated 90 days of sobriety in 2017, Elliot was arrested again in 2022 for drug trafficking, resulting in a prison sentence. His downfall is a somber illustration of how quickly personal demons can resurface, especially in an environment as high-pressure as commercial fishing. Tragedy hasn't spared the production crew either. One of the most shocking off-camera events was the murder of director Joseph McMahon, who was fatally shot outside his home. Other crew members, like deckhand Nick McGlashan, have also succumbed to their personal struggles, with Nick's death from a drug overdose shaking both cast and fans. These losses serve as painful reminders that behind the thrilling episodes are real people with real vulnerabilities, many of whom battle substance abuse, depression, and the lingering psychological effects of their experiences at sea. The rawness with which it portrays life and death on the Bering Sea is unmatched in the reality TV genre. Viewers are not just watching a show about catching crab. They are bearing witness to the fragility of life, the strength of community, and the resilience of the human spirit. As the seasons pass, each new episode builds upon a legacy steeped in salt, sweat, and sacrifice. The boats become more than floating workplaces. They are characters in their own right, carrying histories of triumph and tragedy within their weathered hulls. Names like the Northwestern, Cornelia Marie, and Time Bandit are etched into the hearts of fans, their stories interwoven with the people who risk everything aboard them. The relationships between crew members, often tested to their limits, are another cornerstone of the series. Under pressure, bonds are forged in fire. Disputes erupt, friendships are tested, and sometimes, those aboard find family where none existed before. It's not unusual to see a hardened deckhand break down in tears, not from physical pain, but from the weight of emotional trauma, exhaustion, or loss. Mental health, once a silent undercurrent, has become an increasingly visible theme in later seasons. The producers have taken steps to highlight these struggles, not to sensationalize them, but to humanize the people behind the grit. The decision to show moments of breakdown, vulnerability, and therapy brings a new depth to the show and opens conversations about the importance of mental wellness in high-risk professions. The show's success is not just a testament to its gripping narrative and real-life stakes, but also to the skillful work of its behind-the-scenes team. Editors weave thousands of hours of chaotic footage into compelling storylines, while producers balance authenticity with pacing. The cinematography, often breathtaking despite the hazards, immerses viewers in the bone-chilling spray of the sea and the adrenaline of the catch. Even the music and narration add to the atmosphere. Mike Rowe's gravelly voice lends weight and continuity to the saga, his delivery punctuating the drama with both reverence and urgency. It's a voice that has become synonymous with the series, a narrative anchor that holds the sprawling stories together. Despite the inherent drama, Deadliest Catch remains grounded in truth. It doesn't flinch from showing the grim realities of commercial fishing, disfigurement, financial ruin, addiction, death. But it also doesn't shy away from moments of celebration, births, marriages, successful seasons, and redemptions. These highs and lows mirror life itself, making the show deeply relatable even for those who've never set foot on a boat. As global audiences continue to watch, the impact of Deadliest Catch stretches beyond entertainment. It has inspired documentaries, spin-offs, and academic discussions on labor, masculinity, and maritime culture. It has given voice to a profession often overlooked and has educated millions on the complexities of sustainable fishing and environmental responsibility. In many ways, Deadliest Catch is a tribute to the sea, to those who dare confront it, and to the fragile line between survival and disaster. It captures not just the peril but the pride, the legacy, and the humanity of crab fishermen. For every man or woman lost to the depths, there is a story preserved on film, a memory that will continue to echo in the hearts of viewers for generations to come. And as long as there are brave souls willing to face the Bering Sea, willing to stare down nature's wrath in search of a living, Deadliest Catch will remain more than a show. It will remain a monument, etched in ice and storm, to the enduring spirit of those who risk everything for a life at sea.